Hello everyone! I need to ask you something. Are you a fan of 80s soundtracks? Because you all should know by now that I am. I am a big fan of 80s soundtracks. Now, what do these films all have in common? The Wraith, Teen Wolf, No Man's Land, Gleaming the Cube, and Million Dollar Mystery. What do those films all have in common? Well, not only do they all have amazing soundtracks, but they all feature soundtrack input by a singer-songwriter by the name of James House. House is a singer-songwriter that currently works to this day as a successful producer and songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee. But back in the 80s, when James was living in LA, he released a 1983 self-titled solo album, as well as a very in-demand session singer-songwriter for tons of 80s movies soundtracks. He sang songs for these films, as well as scenes from The Gold Mine, Dream a Little Dream, among many others. Some of these have been released, and you can readily find them on film soundtracks, and others have never been released, and have seemingly been lost with time. Well, I have some good news for you. Together with James himself, my good friend Andrew McNeese of Melodic Rock Classics, we have taken it upon ourselves and located most of these long-lost 80s soundtrack hits that James House had sung. They will be released on a 2-disc limited edition called the LA Tapes, The Classic Rock Years. Disc 1 is James's 1983 self-titled album, which is very much in the late 70s, early 80s pop rock style. Think Bryan Adams-y kind of thing. And then Disc 2, that's where the show is. Those are the James House 80s soundtrack songs. I promise you, Andrew did not ask me to make this. I am not getting paid for this. I will be buying and pre-ordering the CD just like you can. I just wanted to make this video to let the word out that this was a release that is happening, and any fan of the 1980s and 1980s soundtracks definitely owes it to themselves to pick this up. Now, there are 3 songs that we were unable to locate the full original studio masters of, but those songs will be included still as a 3-song medley at the end of the second disc. Pre-orders for this CD are now live. Go to either melodicrockclassics.com or follow the link in the description box. Again, I do not get a percentage of that. I have nothing to do with that. I will be buying it just like everybody else. But just to let you know that's there, it is there. It comes out on May 27th alongside a 4-CD box set of Cliff Magnus, another famous 80s soundtrack songwriter. That is a 4-disc collection of all of his demos and unreleased songs from throughout the years. You could even buy both of them as a bundle for $100. Again, any fan of 80s soundtracks, pick it up. James House, the LA Tapes, The Classic Rock Years, up for pre-orders now on melodicrockclassics.com. Release May 27th. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.